The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, New Productions, and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
Hey everybody, thank you guys for tuning in to Armed Radio tonight. My name is Shannon.
And I am Bill.
And we are your hosts for and we are your hosts for Talk Live Paranormal. Before we get started tonight, Bill's gonna do his thing with giving a shout out to the troops, and then we got some issues that we're gonna go over. So I'm gonna let Bill take it from here.
First of all, thank you to everyone out there listening. Thanks to the guys in the warehouse. Hope you're listening tonight. We want to throw a big, huge shout out to all of my fellow soldiers out there serving, have served in the past, all you men and women. Thank you for everything you guys do. You guys keep us safe and keep us so we can do shows like this. Thank you very, very much.
Yes, thank you very much for your service.
So tonight we're going to kind of talk about Ghost Hunts USA. Ghost Hunts USA is a company that does a lot of events. How many events do they do? How many sites are on there?
I think there's 26.
Holy shnikes. I didn't realize there was that many. But before we start talking about that, I've had an issue that I've been debating on whether to talk about, and I decided that to hell with it. We're going to go for it. The other day, I just was kind of looking at some chats and some things online, and a couple people that have been to a few ghost hunts things. Most of them were, anybody who complained, it was mainly because they complained because it was cold or there wasn't enough bathrooms. Okay, well, we got that. Not a big deal. But there's this one twat stank, and that's the easiest I'm going to say it,
Beep.
that just got under my skin hard enough that it almost made me not sleep. And I shouldn't have let it get to me, but as I read along and was reading her chat back and forth between her friend, because I don't think her friend and her know how to run Facebook. I think I know more how to run the private message instead of putting it on your goddamn board.
Do we have a name?
I'm not going to give a name. I'm going to be polite enough not to do that. But this twat stank that I'm talking about was at one of our events and up in Edinburgh Manor. Now, it seems like her entire damn thing for being there was to prove that what we do is fake. That there's no such thing as ghosts. And she was kind of being a bitch about it. And every time that I had a small group, and I had them kind of separated in different rooms, and every time and I was getting even concerned, because every time I'd come in a room, I had something in the middle of the table was going off. The REM pod, I think, was in the middle of the table, and it would just go off. And every time I was in there and we'd ask questions, it'd go off. But then everybody started saying, well, when you leave, it doesn't go off. I'm like, okay, I got no radio, I got no phone, I got nothing on me that's going to set this goddamn thing off. So I start reading down through their chats back and forth, and she goes, yeah, that bill was a fake. He was doing something. It was all being set up. Somebody downstairs was typing, and that's what was coming across the Phasma box. They could hear us, blah, 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 blah. And then
just because Ghost Adventures does that shit doesn't mean we do it too.
I agree. But then something was said that just fizzled my nuts.
You tell.
She told her friend, she goes, did you notice every time that Bill came in the room, the thing would go off in the middle of the table? That's how we know it's fake. And her friend goes, well, to tell you the truth, I had my phone in my pocket and I could press a button and I could set it off. It was me doing it. I was like, okay. You twat enough. So she goes, so I just did it every time he came in the room so it would look like it's a fake, to prove to all of them that they're just bullshitting.
Oh.
I was like, you freaking whore. What the hell?
Send her a link to the show? You should have sent her a link.
I wanted to invite her.
We should have had her on as a guest.
Go listen, you freaking tard knuckle. You know what? If brains were fuel, she probably wouldn't have enough fuel to power a Flea's fucking motorcycle to go around a goddamn gnat's ass. It was
if people knew what it took to prepare for these events, no matter where it's at, we're too fucking exhausted to fake shit.
And then to hear them talk about how they set everything up and they bring all this props in and make it look like we didn't do shit. Kiss my ass. We didn't do nothing.
That takes too much effort.
No shit. And then on Facebook now, we found out. Excuse me. Sorry, my orange crush is getting to me. See, now I'm getting a little worked up. I don't care. So on Facebook, we found out that one of the older dolls that was actually in the building when the owners that have it now, that was already in the building. It was left from the people that were there.
Okay.
They frickin' stole it, and now they're posting all over Facebook. Look how easy it is to get something out of there. But you frickin' thieving bastards.
Well, you guys aren't you can't keep an eye on every piece of anything, that items that are in a location that we go work at. That's not our job to keep an eye on all that stuff.
No, you know what? I don't think it is our job. But still, when we start, if there's something there, I'm the last one to say it. I still got the penny in my pocket from the Sally house, but that was a different freak out from that little blonde that had her friends that were all blonde and they looked like children of the corn, and I was waiting for their eyes to glow and shit start blowing around and then get sucked into a TV and never come back from that realm ever again. But holy crap. Number one, quit stealing shit.
It is private property. Every location that we work at is property. We don't own it. I mean, it's a good thing everybody signs a waiver. That way if something comes up missing, they have a list of names. So that was kind of stupid to fucking steal something. Then post it all over Facebook that you stole it like a dumbass.
And then to turn around and, like you said, to post it and then to laugh about it. I don't understand what people think. Well, hey, we gotta. Okay, you know what? Here, how about this? I hope that fucking doll is as haunted can be. You can't sleep, and you wake up tomorrow and your pussy's sewed shut. How about that? I'm sorry.
Dang.
Oh, trust me, that lady, when she said that I did it. I wanted to prove that Bill was a fake.
How is that proving you're a fake, though? That doesn't make any sense. That just proves you can trigger the object.
I honestly don't know. The worst part about the whole damn thing is now that, number one, it got to me, and I let it get to me, and now it's bugging the hell out of me that she did it. The next piece is, not only is it bugging me, I can't sleep because she's got underneath my damn skin, and then when I send her a comment going, "Hi, this is Bill from Ghost Hunts USA," the post went dead, and they haven't put anything on her Facebook since. And I'm pretty sure I'm banned from it, but I really don't give a rat's ass.
Well, it shut her up for a second until you got blocked, and then they probably went back at it. Well, you can tell me, and I can go jump in.
You know what? I want to tell everyone from Ghost Hunts every name that's out there of these people that were on that, and just say, hey, you know what? Go for them, get them, because actually, what I want to really do is I want to stick Tyler on her. Just for fun to see what would happen. But I just decided, you know what, I'm going to come on here. I'm not going to give a name out. And I hope anybody who's listening that might know who the hell this person is, what this lady's name is, tall brunette, wore a white jacket. I hope you're listening because I'm calling you out now. And called me, you're setting that off. And search me. I got nothing on me. What is it? My wedding ring is setting it off? Yeah, the only thing that sets that off is when I take it off, my wife knows from 100,000 miles away. Okay? So there. Yeah.
Well, how many times do you tell people when they start, especially if you're using K2s, turn your phones on airplane mode?
All the time.
And I can't tell you how many people out of a group of 20, even if we had 70 to 100 people, and you got 5-6 staff members with groups of 20, could tell them 20 times, and then when we actually go out to investigate, K2s are going off like crazy, and then you ask them again, did everybody turn their phones on airplane mode? And I can't tell you how many people have told me, yeah, I said, can I see it? Can everybody hold their phones up so I can double check? I'm like, you're not on airplane mode. If they don't listen to what we say.
Isn't that the same?
Yeah, no, it's not the same.
No, it's not the same yet. And then we had some lady down in Missouri last time we were down there. She was off to the side all night long. All I can see is this glow of white light where she's texting all night long. Well, you know what? leave. Go away.
Yeah.
You're just killing it for other frickin' people out here. You're trying to get these people paid good money and sometimes a lot of money to have an experience that they may never get again. Damn it, knock it off. Let these people have this experience. Let these people go through it. And all you're going to do is cause issues later on.
It's the same with, like, when you want to go lights out. You'll always have one or two in a group for that night that refuse to be in complete pitch black. Then why did you come?
Is it going to get dark? No. We're going to turn all the lights on, have a party. We're going to light some candles, and we're all going to sit around and sing Kumbaya fucking Ya. No, we're not. Damn it. Quit it.
For everybody listening, okay, I've been with Ghost Hunts about 2.5 years. I haven't worked in the last couple months because our locations are too far away from me. But for anybody that works for Ghost Hunts USA, like Bill and I, and we were going to have another guest on tonight who also works, but she ended up having prior engagements. But when you come to one of our events, even everybody I know that works for Ghost Hunts USA, and I think I've met just about everybody, come into an event with us. There is nothing staged. There's nothing set up. We can't tell you enough how to turn your phone on airplane mode so it doesn't set off K2 meters. Or, when you need to be quiet, it's the same thing. And we could tell people a million times, be courteous of each other. Be respectful of each other, because each one of you guys paid the same price for a ticket. And you've got those couple that come in there who think it's a haunted attraction and not a haunted location. And if you're going to go to a Ghost Hunts USA event, which we'll go over a couple locations, if you guys decide to go, take it seriously. Because if you don't, it does ruin it for everybody else that's there.
There's a difference between having a good time, having fun, because we try to have as much fun as we can, because it seems like the better energy we put off by having fun,
right,
the more we get. There's a difference between having a good time or then just thinking you're just above everyone and ruining it for the rest of the damn people. Quit it. Knock it off.
Even if you're an experienced investigator.
Yeah.
You always have people that have never done it before, so they're trying to learn everything they can, and then you have the groups of people, or 3 or 4 people who come in that have investigated like once or twice, at a damn cemetery or something somewhere, who will come in and think they know it all.
Oh my God, we had a guy down in Missouri that introduced himself as a professional ghost hunter.
There's no fucking such thing.
Well, I asked him, I go, so where have you been? What have you done? Curious. I go, hey, if you're a professional, I'd like to know some of where you've been, what you've done, how many places you've been to. That's really one thing I'd like to know. Oh, I've done it in my home. I've done it in my mom and dad's home, and then I did it at a buddy's yard.
I guess that makes him a professional.
Okay. So you're a professional.
It was kind of like talking to, a past guest that we've had that got a lot of locations on his bucket list.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, I could sit here and bitch about guests all the time, and then I have a lot of guests that actually, when I do work quite a bit, they follow me to events. They will not go to events unless I'm there or Beth's there, you know what I mean? Who they're used to, because they know we don't bullshit around. We're not going to fake anything. We'll hand you equipment and let you walk off by yourself to have your own experience, but you can't jeopardize somebody else's little investigation if there's somebody down the hall from you doing an EVP session. You can't be laughing and giggling down the damn hallway.
Or making out. If you're there to have sex in the prison, let us know. We'll move to one side, you go to the other. Get it over with, as long as you're not a screamer. And just take off with it. But if that's what you're there for, then just do it and leave.
Well, you're better off booking a private night for that.
Well, no, because then you got one of the blue shirts following you around like at Missouri going, what are you doing?
Well, true, but like at RCI, some of our locations, we don't have that luxury.
That's
Missouri,
true.
Missouri State is just so huge that, yes, they have their own staff on hand.
And we have cops there.
And cops, yeah. Who do participate and who have had experiences.
Oh my God, I love that.
The one guy that pulled his sidearm. He pulled his firearm on the... thinking he was actually seeing something and came out of the building.
I'll get it. Well, don't, dude. If you shoot through
It's
that
just gonna
ghost,
go
I'm
right
on
through.
the other side. Unless you got Winnie the Pooh bullets in that damn thing, I'm screwed.
Winnie the Pooh is more like Roger Rabbit bullets.
That's who I was thinking of, Roger Rabbit.
Roger Rabbit.
Hey, fellas, wake up! It's time. He's back.
But I mean, I can see you getting, and that woman, whoever it was that left the comment like that, I see comments like that after almost every event that we do. You're always you can't please everybody.
I'm not trying to please everybody. The fact that she actually went there and her friend decided that, oh, look, I can set it off my phone. I'll just keep my hand in my pocket and press this button every time, and it'll set it off, and I'll tell her later, and then we'll know that they're a fake. Really? So
how is that knowing we're fake when you're the one doing it and admitting to doing it?
Well, she wanted to show that Bill was a fake and he didn't know what he was doing.
Well, it was more of like a fucking oxymoron.
Well, there was a moron there. I guarantee you that damn much. Bitch. God. I'm sweating. My palms are sweaty right now. I'm sitting down here in a freezing basement, sweating right now, down in the dungeon. Ugh.
And see, we've had guests. I can't tell you how many times, like at RCI. I've even had guests at Ashmore Estates, and even when Beth and I got sent to Texas and did Yorktown Hospital, there's always a couple that don't take it serious, and then they'll make a noise, and you'll be like, did you guys hear that? Was that one of you? And then, nobody fucking answers when knowing they did it.
Wait, you went down to Yorktown already?
Yeah, Beth and I did Yorktown, beginning of this year.
Really? What's that like?
Don't want to go.
Why not?
Well, Tyler and them had never went and actually checked out the location before they booked an event there, and Beth and I showed up, and it didn't dawn on me. We were in the rental car driving from the airport trying to get to the hotel, and it did not dawn on me that I just blurted out, man, this looks like something out of Texas Chainsaw. And then it clicked, I was having a blonde moment. I'm like, fuck, we are in Texas. My bad. She just looks at me. Because it's like these long ass country roads, and I mean, you can still see where the hurricane, where it flooded in certain areas and it, had damage and shit. But we drive down there, and the guy that is supposed to be giving us the key, come to find out they double booked us. I don't know if you've had an event yet where they've double booked you, but they're fun. They booked a private team on the same night that we were booked. The woman that runs the location booked us, and then the guy that wanted to make some side money booked a private group of 5 people. And
lovely. Yeah,
so he ended up giving them the key. We get down there, we agree, and both, the group and us agree that, they can come and investigate with us tonight if they want to, and they helped out and stuff, setting up and everything. I mean, they were pretty cool. But it's surrounded by a fence with barbed wire, at the top, and there's only one door going in the front, but when we're walking the building, there's at least 7 to 8 other back entries, and I'm talking like the building is collapsed, like there's no door.
Yeah.
Like if you jump the fence, anybody can come in. You could see where like squatters had been there. There's actually a bed made down in the basement area, I think it was. Yeah.
Jesus.
And we had to wait. There was no electric, no working bathroom. So we had to wait for porta-johns to be delivered. And then we did that, went and got something to eat. This was like 20 minutes away from our hotel. So we basically we were supposed to meet the guy at 4 o'clock. Ended up giving them the key. They didn't show up till 8 o'clock.
So how many guests did you have?
I think we had 30 something, like 37.
Okay.
Which wasn't bad. We did, we split them up into 2 groups, to try and give them the better experience. And we're Friday night. We're doing the whole like group thing. We did like a whole little group seance thing in the church, right? And from the church room, you can see directly to the front door. Well, all it has is a chain and a lock. So we just kind of put the chain around it and just put the lock in. It didn't lock it from the inside.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, we're sitting there doing the phasma session in there, and one of the guests is standing by the church doors that are closed and looking towards the front door, and they were like, somebody's coming in. And then I look up and you can see a bunch of flashlights, right? So I open the door. Like 7 or 8 teenagers pulled the door open just enough to pull that little lever and pull the chain, pop the chain off, and was coming in the building with flashlights. And like some of them started to walk down in the basement, like, you know, they were just going to explore the building.
So they jumped the fence and came in.
No, they came right through the fucking front door. You could open the front door just enough because I just had the chain thrown over it.
Kick them out?
Well, yeah. I said, "Can I help you guys?" They wouldn't answer me till I got within like 4 or 5 feet from them.
Should have just screamed really loud. They would have screamed like, and ran.
I know. I should have had somebody scream. And then I walked up to them and I got within 3 or 4 foot from them. And I said, "I asked you guys, you know, can I help you?" "Oh, well, we just came in and we just wanted to look around the building." I said, "Well, this is private property. This is a private event. You guys are going to have to leave, not to mention you just kind of broke in because you popped the chain off the door." And then I had to gather up the 2 or 3 that walked out in the basement that just started wandering around, and get them out. So then we locked the damn... we pulled it tighter and locked it from the inside this time.
Jesus.
Okay, so then we're done with that little group session. Same night, we go over to the front door to let everybody out to bathroom break, smoke break, before we actually split into the 2 groups. And I can't get the fucking chain off the door. It's like somebody wedged it. Like somebody tried to open it from the outside and it was wedged. I could not get it off. And I told Beth, I said, "I can't pop it off." And she comes over, she tries to get it. She couldn't get it either. Finally, one of the guys in there, he got it off. We all get outside. There's like a little minivan parked on the right-hand side, and this guy walks up, and he's from the local Journal. Tried to open the door. He tried to open the door, and that's what jarred the chain to where we couldn't get out. And starts giving us this OSHA code shit, and is it how did he word it? I don't know.
OSHA.
Is it legal for us to lock the door from the inside, or lock your guests in from the inside? Oh. He just went on and on and on, and it got to the point where he got back in his vehicle because Beth and I was talking to him, and then Leslie was messaging us, forwarding us a message from him to Leslie.
Was he supposed to meet you guys or something?
No, we had no idea he was there. We had no idea that he was coming. You know, and he tried to let himself in as well and realized that the door was locked and tried to jar it. You know, he tried to get the door open. That's what jarred the chain.
Wow.
And then Saturday night, mind you, Yorktown is 3 floors. You got a full basement, and there is an actual full, like, jail cell in the basement, too, kind of like RCI. Well, you haven't been there yet, have you?
Nope, not yet.
Okay, so, and then you got the 2nd floor. So there's 3 floors altogether that you can investigate. But all the doors on the back part of the building either have busted out glass, they're not closed all the way, or there's 2 openings in the back of the building where the building has just kind of like collapsed. So it was not safe whatsoever. You know, we had 2 nights of events. We did Friday night and Saturday night. So
lovely.
Saturday night we show up, you know, and we got people coming in. We're getting ready. We had a couple people show up early, and we didn't let them in yet. And then we had these 2 teenage boys show up. Okay, and they wanted to get in, and we told them it was a private event, but they could still purchase tickets through us, you know, through Beth and I, to come to the event that night. We told them how much it was, and, you know, they left. They came back when we started checking everybody in a little after 8 o'clock, and they sat on the front steps.
They think they were just going to wander in with everybody?
I guess. And I told Beth, I said, "You need to go out there and say something, because you done told everybody that you're pretty much running this event or whatever. So, you know, go out there and say something to those kids or whatever." And we thought they had left when they didn't. They had walked around the back side of the building, like along the fence line. Beth and I had walked out there somebody remembered what vehicle they were driving. It was still parked there. So we were looking around the corner. They literally had to have ducked down in the grass for us to not see them. And then we come back walking around, and a cop car is going by. Next thing you know, one of our guest guy runs out there, flags the cop car down. Oh, it was like one big giant excitement weekend. Okay. The location itself it's a really cool looking location, but it's not safe.
Lovely.
So,
great.
So I took pictures of the outside and everything. I could send you some pictures.
Do that.
Some of the windows are busted, and there's poison ivy coming through the windows. It was pretty cold that weekend.
Wait, they don't have poison ivy in Texas, do they?
Oh my god. And I'm trying to tell all the guests, like, don't go by that window, that's poison ivy. Don't go by this window, there's poison ivy. And with all the busted windows out that was throughout the whole building, it was just old inside there. So the location itself is really cool, but as far as having that many guests and running an event there, I wouldn't recommend it. But privately, going to check it out would be pretty cool.
Cool.
But real quick to top off that weekend, we get the rental car back to deliver it. I don't know if you've ever flown into, what the hell part of Texas did we fly into? Austin, I think.
Okay.
Have you ever flown into Austin Airport?
A couple of times, but I was in the military at the time, so it was a rush thing, so.
Okay, well, we flew into what they call South Terminal.
Okay.
They only have, like, one baggage claim there, and, like, we literally got off the plane, walked down some stairs, we were outside, and walked into the building. We get the rental car back on our way back Sunday. We drop the rental car off, and then it's a 15-20 minute shuttle ride to South Terminal from Main Terminal, okay?
Okay.
I left my wallet in the rental car. Okay. Okay, so
what the hell?
I had a guy that was driving a shuttle. I said, "Can you please get me back? I swear to God, I will sprint." They called and said that they found it in the rental car, and they had it at the Hertz place right there in the main. But I literally had 45 minutes to work with. So you
had 5 minutes to work with because you had 20-minute ride there and a 20-minute ride back.
Basically, yes. So he shuttles me. He sped a little bit, pulls up, and he said, "Here you go, get to running," and I did. I jumped right off that shuttle, and I fucking sprinted into the Hertz place. Had to wait for them to go in the room, and then they had me describe what was in my wallet. I was like, I ain't got time with this. I got, this is my name. This is what's in my wallet. I need it, and I need to go. And I even described the wallet case. He hands it to me. I sprint back out to the shuttle, barely feeling my legs by the time I get back out there. Get in. He gets me back, and I have 5 minutes to go through security and get on the plane.
Well, you made it, right?
I made it. Yes.
That's because you're good.
But that whole weekend, like, I don't even want to think about York. Okay?
Fine, yeah.
I'm not going to talk no more about Yorktown. But there was another one near there called Yoakum, and I think that's on our list now too.
Yep.
Yoakum Hospital.
Yep.
We've drove by it. We've seen pictures and stuff online because all kinds of people there were telling us about it. Yoakum Community Hospital. And Yorktown is on here as an event, but I don't know if he's actually running anything there.
I haven't heard of anything being run there yet, other than what you guys just talked about. Maybe that was one thing they did after the one you guys did. They kind of went, "Hey, maybe we don't want to be doing that down there."
Well, I can tell you right now, they have July 27th and Friday and Saturday listed. July 27th and July 28th for being able to purchase tickets.
Well, maybe they're going to do it. I know where I'll be on July 27th and 28th. So
where are you going to be?
For our school.
Oh.
The very first event for Ghost Hunts USA there is the 27th and 28th, and I'm looking it up real quick. I think there's stickets. We're selling stickets now. Stickets. Looks like
you want some stickets.
You want some stickets? Go to Ghost Hunts USA. There is still tickets available for it. Go on GhostHuntsUSA.com and look them up. and you purchase tickets and come up with us our very first one. We actually did our walkthrough about a month ago. It's a beautiful old school out in the middle of nowhere, which is kind of cool. Lots of history on the grounds, lots of history in the building, the history, if you just start with the history on the grounds, from what I understand, the grounds used to be a lot bigger. There used to be several hundred acres there, and there was a large Indian battle that happened on the northwest side of it. So, and they've got what they call a sacred tree, when we've looked it up, the tree has to die naturally. It's on like a registered historical something or other for this blah blah blah. I don't remember, but it's beautiful old tree right next to a beautiful old school. It's known as one of the most haunted schools in Iowa. Really cool.
Where at in Iowa is that?
I'm trying to remember. It's up by Des Moines, Newton, Colfax area. I think Colfax is the nearest town, which isn't a real big town.
It's Maxwell.
What?
It's Maxwell. Is that Maxwell, Iowa? Does that sound right?
No. Colfax is the nearest town, nearest bigger town that's actually got a gas station. That's how I decide what's a big town and what's not. If you've got a gas station.
It says right here, welcome to the Haunted Farrar School in Maxwell, Iowa.
Well, Maxwell is the town it used to be in. There's no really town there. Right now it's a church. That's it.
Oh, there's nothing else around it?
A church, a cemetery, and a house.
Oh, that's a great place to investigate.
Oh, hell yeah!
Be like 3 in 1.
Well, you can't do the church. You can't go in the cemetery because the people that live in the house next to the cemetery, that whole cemetery is a private family cemetery, and they don't want us to go there, which is fine. It's kind of a cool thing to see. You can look out there and see it. But it was built in like 1922. 3 floors, big beautiful house, beautiful building. There was everything from what do you call it? I can see the name. I can't think right now. What do you call child molestations that happened in the building? Ooh. There's a lot of them that happened there, and no one ever got in trouble for it, from what I understand. There was also the Ku Klux Klan, the KKK. Up until the mid-'80s, were still burning crosses in the front yard. They were still having their big events there. There was an old building out back that's no longer there that was used as part of the Underground Railroad, moving slaves up towards Canada and up through Iowa and into the Minnesota area. The building itself, on the inside, they've got a what they call the headmaster's ghost, I guess, is hanging around in there. When we went through there, we were in the middle of the day. You know, they told us, there's people that live there. The couple that own it live in the building. They live in the basement. They live
at the school?
Yeah, they turned like one of the big rooms in the basement into an apartment, which is kind of cool in its own right. But when they took us through, we went into the one little office, sat down and talked with them for a while, got to know them really good. And then they're like, hey, you can wander around the building. There is an event here later on, but if you want to stay and be part of the event, we won't... free, go for it. And we thought, okay, well, if we'd have known that, we'd have probably brought some equipment, but we didn't. We just literally went up there to say hi, kind of get the layout of the land, know what's going on, do that initial walkthrough thing. But then they go, yep, this floor here, the basement, this happens here, we see this all the time. What the hell is that?
What is
it? I moved my arm and I got my own shadow moving on the wall and it freaked me out just a little bit. Yeah, shush. Don't tell nobody.
You're an investigator.
Don't tell nobody.
You are a true investigator.
But we did the walkthrough and in the basement, and they show on the bottom floor. So anybody who's thinking, remember, we just complained that some of the places don't have electricity and they don't have heat and they don't have air conditioning, they don't have bathrooms. So the Farrar School has not only indoor plumbing that works, a men's room and a women's room, but they do have showers that you can use. I don't know if I'd want to, but go for it. They also have, if it's too hot, it's going to get too muggy, he's going to crank up the main air conditioning in the whole building and cool it off for us, which is awesome. It's got electricity throughout the whole thing. He took us on that first floor down the bottom where their apartment is, and he goes, yeah, the second floor is right up there. There's some rooms up there. I'll walk up with you. And then all of a sudden he goes, there's the third floor. Well, you want to take us up there? We don't go up there. Not unless we have to. Well, why not? Stuff happens up there. We'll see you later. And he walked into his apartment and shut the door. We heard a click, 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 like they locked the lock. Just left us in your building. Okay, let's take a walk around. As we're walking around, Michelle and Kelly and I were walking through there, and you just got this real eerie feeling on that third floor, and you're kind of looking around, and all of a sudden, we're all staring down the hallway, and something came out of one room, went across the hall, went right in the other room, and we chased it. Like we do.
Uh-huh.
No, I swear, it was a black shadow was all we saw. We're like, did you see that? And Michelle and Kelly were like, yep, and they were already way ahead of me heading towards it. I'm like, well, I guess I'm going with you guys because I'm not staying by myself. Big bad ghost hunter, yeah.
We'll follow shadows and all kinds of stuff that makes crazy noises, but as far as sleeping in certain areas, no. I'm going back to the hotel.
We're sleeping in there. We'll stay in there.
And where, for our school?
Yeah, it's an overnight thing.
Well, it'd be no different than sleeping at RCI. I mean, that was like my home away from home.
Well, and that's what we're thinking. And actually, I want to run something by you, because what we're thinking about doing, and maybe not this year, because it's too late already, we're actually thinking about trying to set something up for our school, whether we do this privately or we do the ghost hunts or whatever, and I'm throwing this out there because anybody wants to buy tickets. As soon as we know how to do this, we'll probably try to pull this off. Okay. We're thinking about on Halloween 2019, or the weekend before, the weekend after, whichever one, having an adult zombie prom. There. Get a DJ, play some music in the upstairs room.
You're a DJ.
Well, I know, but I want a party too. Dang it, lady.
An adult zombie
prom. Where you come dressed whatever you want, and that's one of the rules we talked about. You have to come dressed up.
So I could kill two birds with one stone. I've never been dressed as a zombie, and I've never went to prom.
I've been to several proms, but never invited.
I've never been to a prom or homecoming.
I've come home a lot. Does that count? Well, we're thinking about having an adult zombie prom there, just to say, let's have a party and ghost hunt all at the same time, and see what happens.
Oh, so we're having a zombie prom and nobody's spiking the punch?
I'm talking about having a full bar.
Oh, okay.
Now, it wouldn't be an adult zombie prom if we didn't have something there.
Right.
So, yeah.
Now, to most of the listeners out there, though, doesn't that make you more vulnerable?
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, it could.
Granted, that's the kind of stuff we look for. If it helps make something happen, then yeah, we will try it. We don't recommend the guests do it, showing up wasted or anything.
Oh my God, we had one person down in Missouri last time that was... No, this wasn't last time. It was a couple of times ago that I don't know if the couple was smoking something or they drank something, but oh my God.
All the above?
They were smoking what they were drinking, I think. How do I say it? They were annoying as hell. And the cops were actually pretty cool about it. They were like, okay, they're not doing it on the premises. They're not running out their car to do it. They had a few drinks before. They're not really being obnoxious and loud and belligerent. So we just kind of told them, hey, if you can keep an eye on them for us, keep somebody with their group at all times, we'd be happy. And they did. The cops were real cool about it. And at the end of the night, they left. But it was like, don't come. If you're going to have a drink beforehand, go for it. Sometimes it helps to calm your nerves just a little bit.
Yeah, but to get shit-faced and then going back out to your car and keep drinking more?
Yeah, don't do that, guys. Don't do that. Because the only thing you're going to do is ruin it for yourself and other people.
And it'll be a waste of money because they will not give you a refund and they will ask you to leave.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
In some places, the actual people that run the location who we're renting it from for the weekend are more strict than we are.
Oh, yeah, because we ain't really strict about a whole lot of things.
Yeah, we're pretty easygoing. We're pretty easygoing. Whatever we can do to a certain extent.
Oh, definitely.
Make sure everybody at least has one experience they can take home and be like, I can't explain that. That's the whole point why we do what we do.
True, definitely. We got the Beatty Mansion coming up.
The Beatty Mansion?
Yeah.
Oh, is it Beatty or Beatty?
Beatty. I don't know how you say it.
It's that mansion in Missouri?
Yeah, well, it's in St. Joseph, Missouri. That one's coming up. I don't even know when that one is. I don't even look at the schedule anymore. I'm the driver.
I'm on it. I'll hook you up. They have June events, August events, and October events.
Really? What are the August events? Because hopefully I'm here.
August events?
Oh, darn, I won't be here.
And for some of everybody listening, if you guys are interested in going to some of the locations that Ghost Hunts USA does events at, you do not have to, if you look and freak out over the ticket prices, you do not have to pay the whole ticket price at one time. A lot of them have like a $30 deposit, and then you can pay the rest like a week or two before you go. They're pretty good about that.
Okay, you brought up a good point, because since we're doing a lot of griping and we're talking about people griping about things, there are some people that are really concerned about these prices.
Yes.
Yeah, they are. The price is high, but people, I want you to understand also that when we normally, other than Yorktown, it sounds like the hospital down in Texas, when Ghost Hunts gets a location, there's a lot of times that is one of the Ghost Hunts is paying a lot of money to get the building and get to do what we're getting, setting this event up for you guys, and they're paying a lot. A lot of that money goes back to them, and it helps to keep the building up, and it helps to keep things going, and it helps to keep these locations open. I can almost guarantee you that in some of the locations, not just Ghost Hunts, but anybody else who's doing an event that seems like it's too expensive, sometimes that's their only income on these buildings. They do some private ones, but not enough to keep it open and keep the taxes paid, and sometimes keep the lights on. It's these bigger events that pay for that and keep it open for you. So kind of keep that in mind, because most of these places are owned privately. They're not owned by the state. They're not run by a big corporation. They're just like this couple up in the Farrar School. Yeah. This is what they do. This is all they do, is they do these kind of little events like this and do some of these bigger events, and that's what keeps them going. So yeah, it is a lot of money, but it's going to a good thing. You're paying for that. You're helping to keep that location going and keep it up and keep it safe, so that way generations later, hopefully it's still open, and maybe you can sit down and sit with your grandkids and say, hey, we went here to the Beatty Mansion in St. Joseph, Missouri, and the kids are like, hey, we were just there. What did you guys? We were up in this area. And then it's keeping things open. It's keeping things going.
Most of our events are, and the price varies depending on the event, the location, what the boss man has to provide at certain locations, what he offers at certain locations. Some of them give you, dinner, free pop all night. That's your price is included in all that stuff. Yeah, and not to mention overnights in the location, so you're paying for that too.
And and Ghost Hunts always has, coffee and sodas and snacks and
hot
stuff,
cocoa.
And hot chocolate, stuff there to keep that you don't pay for. It's all included in all your stuff, and that's one of the things that people don't realize is we're trying to supply certain things for you guys. We want to keep you guys safe. That's why we're awake all night long with you. That there's food there, there's snacks there. Every morning when we wake up, I'm always making sure there's coffee and stuff. Well, I offer, take as much of this stuff as you want, because if you got a long drive, I'd rather have you make 30 bathroom stops along the way and that you're staying awake to drive home than to have an accident. Load up on that coffee, grab a bunch of those sodas, take a bunch of that candy. I'm not. A lot of people say, well, it's because you just don't want to clean it up. Well, you're right. I really don't. But
well, if you don't take it home, I will. It comes home with me, then I end up gaining the 20 pounds because I took the chocolate home with me. I still have a box of the individual little bags of chips here from the reformatory.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and I'll sit there and I'll look at it and I'll be like, nope, those aren't mine. I'm going to take them to the next event that I go to.
I like with the candy and stuff. I always kind of bring it and take it to places, some little kids. Here, guys, I'm not a freak. I'm not I'm not a stalker here. Just take some candy and get away from me.
Ours usually doesn't last long. Like at the reformatory, we hardly ever bring candy home. And another thing that pisses me off at events now that we started that earlier. Okay, this is one thing that is like a pet peeve for me. Okay, I'm OCD as it is. My place is always clean. Okay, but when I go to the reformatory is like the number one spot that this seems to happen at when I go. Yes, we do get like these big, the gigantic bags of the little individual Snickers and Baby Ruth and all that good stuff. Yes, we'll load them in they'll load their pockets up with this chocolate, okay? And then they'll open it during an investigation and throw the fucking wrapper on the floor in the location. And
there's nothing more annoying when you're in the quiet and you hear. Somebody
or
opening something.
In a bottle of water. It's like.
Or that candy wrapper in the background going. Did you just do that?
Tell us your name. Can you tell us your name? And all you hear is crinkling. And then you're just waiting for it to stop before you can ask another question or even hear a knock or a response. But the amount of adults that do that and just drop their wrapper on the floor, stick it back in your pocket. You're in a building that is, God only knows how many years old. I don't even remember how old the reformatory is, non-working. And let's just unwrap some chocolate and throw the wrapper on the damn floor.
We have been doing a lot of complaining. I still want to say, I thank every guest, everybody that comes through there, because without you guys coming to these events, we wouldn't be able to do it. It's just, I guess it's just part of being an adult and being a human. There's certain things you just don't do. You just don't destroy something that could possibly stop it from ever happening again.
Oh, that's true.
That's my biggest.
Not all people can be like us, where we walk into a location and treat it like somebody else's home. How you would want your home treated if they came into your home. You know what I mean?
I'm hoping if they come home to my house, they might build a wall or help me remodel a room or something, because I got a lot of that to do.
Well, I don't have that problem anymore. In my little apartment. But yeah, that was always one of the biggest things. And the only place that I've ever really seen it bad like that at is at the reformatory. People hardly did it at Randolph, Ashmore Estates, and there's when I load my pocket down with a bunch of chocolate, I will open it, before we actually get started, and I stick the wrapper back in my pocket. That's just out of respect for the location. I'm not just going to drop it on the floor.
We've actually had some guests that'll look at somebody else and go, "Hey, pick up your mess." Hey,
for real?
They'll call people out. I'm like, oh, okay.
And we understand people need to carry around a bottle of water. We do a lot of talking on our events, and I will carry a bottle of water too. But when I'm talking or asking questions or trying to explain something to guests, I will not be sitting there crinkling my bottle of water.
We do have a couple people that do that. Have you noticed that?
Oh, yeah.
They'll click it and pop it, and say, "Hey, get a spinner." They don't make any noise.
It's almost like they don't realize they're doing it, and it could be nerves.
It's a nervous tick. It's a nervous tick is what it is. A lot of them get it, and they're like,
And believe it or not, Beth and I started using glow-in-the-dark fidget spinners as a trigger object.
Really?
Yeah. Because, if you hold the flashlight on it and get it glowing pretty good, and then, lay it down on its side to where something could come up to it and, touch it, and you'll see it start spinning, and nobody's around it. Let the one chick with her phone try and trigger that.
He has these the little rubber bouncy balls that glow in the dark.
Oh, yeah, Ann has those, too.
And he'll light it up. He rolled one down the hallway up there at Edinburgh, and we were sitting there, and all of a sudden, it just come rolling back. It's like, all the flashlights came on. Nobody's down there. What the... Okay. So he rolls it back down, and it never did come back the second time, but it's just out of the blue. We were sitting down in the basement, and this ball just come rolling down the hallway at us. What the hell?
Those are good trigger objects, though.
Oh, yeah.
Beth and I will go and walk down the toy aisle and just be like, what can we use? We spend so much money on all this fancy equipment that works half the time. Other than the Phasma box, one of the cheaper pieces of equipment that you get, and it actually works really good. But if you walk through a toy aisle and just look at all the toys and just be like, that could really be a good trigger object.
I think I'm going to have to go to the dollar store and pick up some more.
What?
Might have to go to the dollar store and pick up some more stuff.
I mean, it's Beth and them had I can't remember his name. He's the guy that owns Paranologies on their radio show last time. Their last show. And I didn't know that all of our equipment that we get from them has a lifetime warranty on it.
From where?
From Paranologies.
Here comes Google.
It's my periscopes. The P scope and the E scope that we use, the electroscope and the periscope. Dan has a 360 periscope.
I'd never heard of this company.
The periscope and the electroscope work off of static electricity.
Yeah.
So like when there's something around it that gives off a strong enough static charge, it's got like 3 or 4 different lights.
Yeah, I have the little boxes with the blue light that they work off static. They have the little copper antenna.
The little antenna. Yeah. This doesn't have an antenna on it.
I'll sit them down the hallway. Ooh.
Those are pretty good to use. Those actually work pretty good at Post Town.
Bad.
Oh, they got some expensive stuff on there.
I don't think it's too expensive. Look at that.
Well, go to the one piece that's like $400 or $500.
I'm looking at the Paranology camera. Okay, I see it now. Holy shnikes.
Yeah, and for anybody listening, the company we're talking about, Paranologies, I actually posted a link on our Facebook page, on the Talk Live Facebook page. You guys can check out if anybody's interested in going to check it out. They do post stuff on eBay too. They sell the same stuff on eBay, but it's like $10 more. It's actually cheaper to get it through the website. And you can
I have to look into this a little bit more.
Beth got, what the hell did she get? She hasn't got it yet. Just ordered something, kind of pendulum or, it's from Paranologies. Oh, hell, I'm going to have to look it up too.
That's what I got. I got their whole product thing up on my screen right now. Are you actually running out of time?
We got like 5 minutes, 4 minutes.
Holy Brinkos.
We promise we'll go through some location next week. We were ranting. This was our venting episode.
Oh, the guys in the warehouse are probably going, what in the hell are they talking about?
It's the Pendulox.
Oh, the box?
It says Pendulox light scribing pendulum. I think that's what she just got. I think that's what she's getting.
Ooh.
Uh-huh. Is that not pretty cool or what?
Really cool.
And this company, I mean, they make everything. And a lot of these devices, believe it or not, this guy's got a lot of business from us because a lot of people like our periscopes.
Yeah. I've been trying to figure out a place to get the periscopes because some of them are just outrageously expensive.
Well, I have everything to make one.
That's because you're a technological wonder.
So are you. But somebody used my electroscope as a soccer ball. They didn't see it in the hallway and kicked it down the hallway and broke it. So I bought a new one. That new one got stolen 2 weeks after I had it at Post Town.
Ouch.
Yeah, this is how our guests treat us. This is the majority of equipment that we have on investigations. If it's not a K2, this is what we've paid out of pocket for. That out of the kindness of our heart, we let people borrow so they can have a good experience. And I can't tell you, I mean, I only hardly even lend stuff out anymore. Just for that fact, but...
Most of the stuff that I lend out, I'll be like, hey, let's go. I'm going with you.
Well, believe it or not, I used to be that way with the Phasma box. Or I wasn't that way with the Phasma box at first till my Phasma box came back with a busted screen on my tablet. Like somebody dropped it on accident, but failed to mention it to me until I got it home. Then I bought a new tablet, so now every time someone uses the Phasma, I'll be like, where you guys want to go? We'll go here and we can turn the Phasma on. That's what I do now. But the periscopes, now that I know that there's a lifetime warranty, I will let people borrow my periscopes. I'm not worried about that. I got 2 of them.
I'm actually looking at that camera, the wireless spectral observatory camera, 4-channel system.
Oh, yeah, it has like the little case.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking at... So, hey, I guess we're throwing out a shout-out to those Paranologies. I think it's Paranologies.com. Take a look at them, guys. Remember, we don't have sponsors on this one, so we just kind of talk about what we get. So,
That's the majority of my equipment. Technologies.
I had really honestly never heard of this company. Now I'm really
What?
Now I'm going to have to really look into them and figure out.
That was one of Beth's first piece of equipment, is the electroscope, and we had so much good luck with it that she ended up buying a periscope. I ended up buying 2. I mean, those are $80 a piece, I think.
Yeah, they are. Well, the periscope. Which one are you get? What are you talking about? The round one?
No, it's like
the
a
360.
Not the 360. That's what Stan had.
I'm actually looking at the 3. We've looked at the 3. Yeah, I can't talk. We looked at the.
Don't get that way now, because we got about 40 seconds left, and you gotta get us out of here.
Oh my gosh, 40 seconds.
Well, he gave me a minute. I got the minute mark like 40 seconds ago. So yeah.
All right. Well, let's go ahead.
I just want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight.
Definitely.
If you guys have any questions on anything we talked about, just hit us up on the Facebook page, and we'll be glad to answer you guys' questions.
And thank you again to everybody out there listening. Thank you guys in the warehouse. Thanks to anybody who is listening. Hopefully some people listened and then they knew who I was talking about for later on. You guys are awesome. You're wonderful. Shannon, it's always wonderful being on here with you.
It's always a pleasure with you too, Bill.
Jimmy, I know you're listening back there. Thank you, buddy, for producing this and getting this and keeping us on the air. You guys rock. Thank you to all the service members out there. Thank to everybody across the whole internet that might be listening in. Tell your friends. You get us some questions. Shoot them to our Facebook site, and we'll try to answer some questions online. Thank you guys very much, and have a great, safe week and the rest of the week and the rest of the weekend. And
Boo.
Boo.